I'm in the war on the side of the chop man epidemic girl. She's right. Y'all are ugly.
I want to share my thoughts on this fucking chopped man epidemic thing that—
And I just want the men to know, okay, if you're hard to look at, okay, you can play hard to get.
As a scientist studying the chop man epidemic, I'm here to give you guys some tips on how to slow the spread. And recently, it's come to my attention that I'm, in fact, a chop man, part of the chop man epidemic. So thank you very much for the diagnosis in my comments. And today, I'm going to be applying these tips to myself to show you how we can decrease the number of cases and slow the spread. Let's go.
Here we have our chopped man patient, and as you can see, he's not looking too great. One main symptom of this epidemic is putting no effort into style. It's 2025, you cannot be wearing free t-shirts and basketball shorts anymore. No. Let's find an outfit that fits and shows off a bit of your personality. The chop man has changed, and wow, see how putting on a simple, flattering outfit has elevated his look? In addition to bad outfits, another symptom of the chop man epidemic is unkept hair. So this chop man is taking down his hair and brushing it out to make sure it's flattering for his face shape. Simply spending a couple minutes on your hair every morning can really fight this epidemic. An often overlooked symptom of the chop man epidemic is bad posture, often caused by too much time on the internet. You want to roll your shoulders back, tuck your pelvis under, and stand up straight. Don't slouch and you'll look 10 times more confident. Lastly, the chop man is putting in some accessories to finalize his fight against this epidemic. The chop man epidemic isn't unstoppable. All we need is a little bit of effort into our appearances and we can slow the spread. Stay vigilant and do your part. Bye!
So as we're all very much aware, we are living through a chopped man epidemic, and there's a big shortage of baddies. It's gone so bad to the point that, like, if I see an attractive man, it genuinely makes my day. I was walking on the sidewalk earlier and I saw a cute guy in his car, so I waved to him and he smiled back at me. And obviously he drove away after that, but I was like, oh my God, a cute guy? This was at 6:50 p.m. It's 7:17 and I'm still like, oh my God. And I feel like this is gonna power me through my evening. Like, wow, I actually saw an attractive man today. Like, diamond in the rough, needle in the haystack. Seriously.
She's the one who started this whole chopped man epidemic war, talking about how most men are ugly. She said, you have full lips, high cheekbones, smooth skin. Anyone who says you're chopped is lying. But let's be real, she actually looks like the same chopped guy she's clowning. Sis, you still look average. Most of the men she's roasting aren't even ugly. They're just regular-looking guys. Meanwhile, she might need to get that left eye checked because whatever she's seeing clearly isn't reality. She could legit play John Redcorn in a live-action King of the Hill. And imagine thinking that your looks determine whether someone owes you a friendly wave. Like, what is a 1.5 doing talking like she's a solid 10? This whole thing is pure comedy.
There is a chopped man epidemic. There is a chopped man epidemic. I believe it. And you can just see it on the comments of that girl's post for the chopped man epidemic. Girl, first of all, like, why don't y'all have a profile picture? If you were so butthurt about what she said, that there is a chopped man epidemic, why don't you have a profile picture? And that girl, she is attractive. She's not ugly by no means. She's not chopped by no means. But yet the men are just so butthurt in that video. And before you, like, come for my looks too, I own a mirror. So, like, I don't really care what any man says. Because before and after my transition, I know that I was hot. So, yeah, there is a chopped man epidemic. Like what, 100 men versus skincare routine, 100 men versus taking care of themselves? Y'all ever heard of that? Yeah. And before you come for me and say, let's see you as a man. Okay. Quiet. Ain't no back talk.
You a man, bruh. But hold up, which side you on? I might be too early, but what even is the chopped man epidemic? From what I gathered, it's basically a nicer way of saying men aren't putting effort into their looks anymore. But nah, that's not what she said. She straight up called most men ugly. TikTok got folks way more delusional than Twitter, and calling men chopped? Wild.
I don't know if this is gonna make me come off as a pygmy as a woman saying this, but I've seen a lot on social media about people talking about the chopped man epidemic and how out of like every 100 beautiful women, we only are able to find one attractive man. And I think a lot of people forget why the reason is to this. It's not because men are just so much uglier than women. It's because women take care of themselves more, myself included. We put on a full face of makeup, okay? Put on eyeliner, foundation, concealer, lip, contour, all of those things. If men did the exact same thing as we did, they'd probably be as beautiful as we are. Same thing, vice versa. If a lot of women, we took off our makeup and we walked around without taking care of ourselves, it'd be the same thing. It'd be 100 chopped women and 100 chopped men. You know what I mean? So I think it's kind of funny, this argument, how every man is ugly. Women are ugly too. We just are able to hide it better than men are, okay?
We're living in an empathy shortage era. Everyone's obsessed with appearances. Makeup, wigs, lashes, lip gloss, fillers. We've all seen those do-in transformations. Some people become unrecognizable. Maybe it's time guys start using makeup too. Level the playing field. But real talk, if you're naturally beautiful, less is more. Embrace it. Plenty of men take care of themselves too, especially these days. Self-care and aesthetics are everywhere. So this so-called chopped man epidemic might be exaggerated. Social media really messed with our expectations. We think we're supposed to see supermodels in Walmart or class. Truth is, most people look normal, and that's okay. We're all made by God. And just because you form your own opinion based on facts doesn't make you a pick-me, it makes you smart. Double asterisk.
The craziest thing about the war going on against the chopped man epidemic girl is that she's actually quite beautiful. Hello? She's actually quite beautiful. Like, actually, dare I say, more than conventionally attractive. But you guys are brain-rotted Gooner freaks. And proving her point. You're proving her point. All you guys do is goon. You goon to weird-looking alien plastic surgery, messed-up-looking corn stars on Twitter, or freaky little anime characters that look like they're 5 years old. But actually, if my sister was reincarnated as a slime, the character is 14,000 years old, so technically she's over 18. You guys are fucking weird. Normal human women don't have lips so big they look like they could explode if you chewed too hard, and a nose so small that you can't even breathe. Okay? Sorry, you guys are just weird Gooner freaks and you don't know how to get off to a normal looking woman because you're so used to weird shit on the internet. And you don't have any hobbies. And the craziest thing is women's standards are a lot lower than you think. All you have to do is maybe go to the gym a little bit, take a shower, and have a nice haircut. And guess what? There are cures to male baldness. There are so many cures to male baldness. You don't have an excuse. Get some rosemary oil, get a scalp massager, and get on Rogaine. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, they're hating us for things we can't control. Yeah, you can control male baldness. You can control your beer belly, and you can control your off-putting, strange personality that you have because you don't have hobbies. So figure it out. And I bet you guys are going to come in my comments and be like, well, you're chopped too. I'm not. I'm very hot, baby. And you don't have to tell me I'm ugly, because I know I'm not. Okay? You guys are fucking weird. Freaks.
The male loneliness epidemic is fully self-made and is fully connected to the chopped man epidemic and Gooner brain. Men refuse to date anyone they don't view as worthy while also putting zero effort into themselves visually or emotionally. And the ones that hate the loudest are the worst at it, or they hide behind faceless accounts, which says enough as it is. All I must say is I see plenty of beautiful women every day. I see a decent-looking man about once a week. Most women are beautiful, not gonna lie. Comparing a woman and a man, beauty-wise, does not make sense. It's like comparing the LA Dodgers to Little League. I am so confused, like, why can men have dad bods and it's hot, and when a woman is postpartum and still has the weight, it's ugly and off-putting? The men didn't even get pregnant.
So on the chopped man epidemic, I wanted to articulate some of my thoughts because I found myself rambling in the comment section of well-meaning individuals, when I think my issue actually stems from a deeper problem I have with TikTok itself. Personally, I don't think we live in a chopped man epidemic, and I don't even know how you could prove that beyond the hearsay of like random people online. My random person anecdote is that most men, like most women, look pretty normal, just like they always have. Beyond that, I think that in and of the statement itself of the chopped man epidemic is a statement devoid of nuance, devoid of empathy for the human sensibilities of men. Believe it or not, they do have human aspects to them. And the statement itself is also really devoid in substance. Conventional attractiveness is arguably one of the least circumstantial aspects of a strong romantic relationship, or at least we'd hope so, right? So I don't know why we're blaming the struggles of male loneliness on being chopped, quote unquote, when we can certainly attest to average-looking folks in happy unions, right? And this video in particular, the one I'm making, isn't to justify the horrid things being said to Stella, I think, the woman who made that original chopped man post. But I also found it fascinating that people, largely women, came to her defense by retorting that she's pretty, which is incredibly irrelevant. And on a side note, I hate when we try to assess the validity of a person's claim by how much of a baddie the speaker happens to be. Moreover, some argue that the chopped man epidemic is a kind of personal failing on men's part. And I think that's something of a straw man, and that there are plenty of so-called chopped men and women who can't help how they're treated by society. By consistently associating appearance with virtue and good lifestyle, we indirectly fuel the systems that hurt women. Because if you think about it, the goal of feminism itself is to escape the unfair standards of attractiveness assigned to both sexes, disproportionately women, but also men. Not to mention the Eurocentric implications of what much of society deems chopped or not. I also want to stress that none of this thoughtful nuance that I'm hearing was presented in the original girl's video. The original poster goes, "We live in a chopped man epidemic," and I get excited on the very rare occasion that I see a hot man now. And yet, women are still siding with Stella as if they share her opinions, when in reality, they've extrapolated their own interpretation through a positive lens, likely shaped by preconceived internal prejudice against men. And while I can certainly sympathize somewhat with feeling divorced from men's perspectives due to personal hostilities, so-called man hatred, I don't understand why it's so hard to grasp that if someone says something oddly blunt and needlessly inflammatory, you shouldn't run defense for them by filling in the gaps with good intentions and your own generous interpretation. If I were to say we live in a chopped woman epidemic, I think it would be fair for people to get upset with me. I don't know why anyone would defend me by saying, "Oh, well, some women are chopped because they're emotionally ugly and cruel." Like, that's obviously not what I was saying, you know what I mean? They're not like, she's not talking about the physically chopped, only the people with chopped personalities. That's a silly way of excusing my poor language in that instance if I were to make that argument. And unfortunately, this brings me to my key point. This kind of optical stuntedness is encouraged by social media. The design of TikTok, rewarding hooks no matter how insane they are, discouraging long-winded videos like this very one, it's grooming your attention span, fueling echo chambers, and placing profit above all else. And it creates this really stupid landscape where dialogue about somewhat serious topics like the male loneliness epidemic turn into needlessly cruel, unserious blood sport. This is what I was trying to get at.
It honestly baffles me how both misogyny and misandry just feed into each other like a never-ending loop of bad takes. Watching it feels like seeing a kid try to eat rocks. Both sides repeat the same arguments, thinking it hits harder when they say it. Take phrases like, "You're too pretty to be treated this way," as if unattractive people should be treated badly. The so-called chopped man epidemic suggests men used to look better, which just isn't true. People are just shallow now, equating worth with appearance. The weirdest part is how many people treat dating someone unattractive like it's charity work. It's gross. I saw women defending another woman just because she's so pretty, which had nothing to do with her actual argument. Attractiveness equals correctness, apparently. You're one of the few bringing actual logic to this conversation. The whole men versus women debate is so lost in extremes. People use isolated bad experiences to define entire genders. Both sides do it, and neither sees the irony. I tried to point this out respectfully to someone who said, "chopped man epidemic," just suggesting there are better ways to make the point, and she deleted my comment. Twice, I didn't even insult her.
I'm in the war on the side of the chop man epidemic girl. She's right. Y'all are ugly, you don't put effort into your appearances, you don't have hobbies, and you expect women to want you. And you're gonna screenshot pictures of me and her while she's talking in an effort to make her feel ugly, when in reality, you would cry of happiness if me or her or any of the women in her comment section touched you with a 10-foot pole. Why? Because you're a virgin. And let me make one thing clear. I'm not saying this applies to every single person who might disagree that there's a chop man epidemic. All I'm saying is, men didn't used to have to put that much effort into having an actual personality because they had a bank account. And until the 1980s, women couldn't own those. We couldn't even own our own businesses until the 90s. So you have to put more effort into being an actually cool person in order for people to want to spend time with you. Going and calling every woman you see that you don't like ugly isn't doing your track record any favors. Go read a book or something. I don't know, play a game.
Hot take. Ugly men don't deserve to date attractive women. I'm tired of seeing gorgeous women lower their standards for men who will cheat anyways. So ladies might as well date someone hot too. Men only care about appearance, we should too. Crazy that women were told to wear makeup and take care of ourselves to attract males. Meanwhile, they'd screw anything from cushions to critters to kids. My husband, Korean, said he thinks America has so many lesbians because the men here are ugly because putting effort into yourself is gay. It's real simple. Be more interesting, lower your likely unrealistic standards, or stop dating. All three of those options are vastly superior to being mad at women for not dating you all the time. And yet here we are.
It's not just about looks. And yeah, there's a role that genetics plays in appearance. I'm not denying that. The problem is that these men have nothing to offer. And they're chopped. I am a certified ugly man dater. Okay, my friends actively make fun of me because I regularly date men that they think are unattractive. By society standards, they are correct. I remember literally being on the phone with my best friend saying, yeah, I've dated some ugly dudes. Her response was, yeah, you have. But you know what I said? But they've always treated me really well. To which she had to say, yeah, they do. It reminds me of when women were talking about how Nathan Fielder is exactly their type. And men erupted and were like, no, he's not. There's no way you guys find him attractive. It's because the reality is that people are regularly superficial creatures, something society has ingrained in you. While women do care about appearance to an extent, we're pretty forgiving if you offer something else. Nathan Fielder is funny, unapologetically himself, and incredibly successful. Nobody cares that he looks like a complete and total dork, because I guarantee you any woman would be proud to be like, that's my dork. We're currently living in a world where women are surpassing men. More women are homeowners. More women are going to college than men. Women are allotted opportunities they didn't used to be allotted. If I'm gonna have a man in my life and he's not gonna have anything to bring to the table, he better damn well be cute.
We need to talk about the epidemic of fucking shitty ass men. Seriously. And then let's talk about the men that are consistently picking women that they actually like and then using them as objects for years. And then when the girl tells you, hey, I don't want to be used like a fucking object, I have feelings, I want to be in a relationship, I want to be committed, they still treat you like an object. They don't give a fuck. Okay? So then you set your boundaries and you're like, hey, we're not going to be hunching no more. Like, I got to move on. Like, this ain't that. You start getting attacked. You start looking like the one that was overreacting. You start looking like the crazy bitch. Now imagine doing that for 5 years. Walk away, shawty. Leave him now. Just leave him now, y'all, because it only gets worse. They're going to keep dragging you. They'll bring you back, but they're never going to give you the title. They don't like you. That's why. That's why. That's what I came to terms with. Nigga, you don't like me. Nigga. My dad told me, he said, Tita, they don't like you. That's it. Period. So leave that nigga now. Leave that nigga now. There's so many niggas. Get on Chispa.
It definitely goes both ways, sis. Also, who hurt you? Because you sound mad as hell. Wishing you luck on that healing journey. Genuinely. You're speaking from pain, not logic. Women aren't angels. Facts. And with that kind of attitude, it's honestly a miracle you even make it past the first date. We keep hearing men just don't like us. But let's be real. We can see why. Then you've got women who use men to have kids, then turn around looking for a good man with no baggage to raise them. Meanwhile, men don't want to be used for money, and suddenly y'all act like we're ATMs with legs. Some of these stories y'all tell sound like pure fiction. Like, when did that even happen?
Girl that came out in here talking about chopped man epidemic is so iconic. I love her for that. More, I love to see all the men being so hurt and offended by it. And it's so funny because if you come to think about it, you cannot hold the men to a standard. If you call them poor, you're gonna be offended. If you call them lazy, they're just gonna be misogynistic back at you. And the list goes on and on and on. But she's fucking right. You are all here rating women by numbers on social media without washing your fucking ass because you think it's gay. With dirty ass nails, greasy hair. Like, have you seen those viral videos when it's one haircut in a man makes it look like a whole different person? And some of you all don't even get that. And what's like for a haircut in a man? $20? So yeah, I love to see it, and let's make it a trend to call men ugly back on the internet and also in your everyday life, because they deserve it. They don't care about you unless you're pretty, so why would we care about them?
I want to share my thoughts on this fucking chopped man epidemic thing that people have been talking about because of that one girl. Because this is something that I've literally been talking about with my friends for years. And I want to preface this by saying I know I am not the prettiest girl in the world. And when people are talking about a chopped man epidemic, they're not saying that they're expecting you to be fucking the most attractive guy out there. But here's the thing. The majority of men out there are not putting any effort into making themselves appear attractive to women, and then they complain about being lonely. I go to a university with 10,000 people in it, and on average, I see maybe 2 or 3 genuinely good-looking guys in any class that I go into. And it's not because I'm picky or whatever. I can see people's attractiveness objectively, and even if I'm not personally attracted to them, I can recognize when someone is attractive. The issue is that you guys are going out here with hair here and here, greased the fuck up, wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants and expecting people to be attracted to you. I have told my friends for years that I get so genuinely irritated over the fact that men are so ugly because they really shouldn't be. You can control almost everything about your appearance except for the actual literal structure of your face and your body. And so I get so genuinely pissed off when men are walking around with an ugly ass haircut, greasy ass hair, fucking terrible clothes, facial hair in places that is not attractive. If you can't grow facial hair, embrace that. If you are balding, if you have male pattern baldness, if you're losing your hair earlier, embrace that. Don't just let it go and have like missing hair right here and like fucking just let the rest of it look fucking ridiculous and stupid. Or do the little comb over thing where you have 3 hairs going across the top of your head. It looks bad. There are ways to make every single feature that you have appear attractive in some way. All you have to do is wash yourself, get a haircut that genuinely complements your natural features, and groom yourself. And especially wear attractive clothing. That is huge. Women like men who have style, and you don't have to fit any one particular style to be attractive. What people are expecting of you is not to like only wear streetwear or only wear super feminine clothing. Wear a style that you like, that is maybe even attracted to the people or attractive to the people that you want to attract. If you're a country ass guy, wear nice jeans and a nice t-shirt with a belt. If you're into like more alternative women, dress in a way that would attract more alternative women. But don't go around complaining that women won't date you when you won't put any effort into being dateable. And I'm saying this as someone who, I'm not like a fucking 10. I know that. But there have been multiple guys where I have either ended things with them or not even bothered pursuing anything with them because I could see that they would be attractive, but I would have to go through months and months and months of subtly hinting to this man that he needs to change his hair, change his clothes to like actually appear attractive. And that sounds rude, but the thing is, it's not you that is unattractive. It is the way that you're presenting yourself. And if you're getting offended when a woman is out there being like, men are so fucking chopped these days, men are so ugly, I never see attractive men, I'm not attracted to men, I don't want to date men because they're all ugly. If you get offended by that, it's because you're insecure. And the reason you're probably insecure is because you don't take care of yourself, and so women are into you. Here's the thing. It is not natural to just go out with no effort put into yourself whatsoever. Even something as minimal as being clean and smelling good, brushing your teeth every day so that you don't have stank ass breath, that's a major turnoff. In every fucking species of animal out there, the male animal actually has to put effort into attracting a female. And it's crazy that I have to compare this to like animals, but I'm a zoologist and so this is relevant. Birds have beautiful feathers that they groom and take care of, and they look gorgeous, and that's how they attract women. Fucking deer and elk have to piss on themselves and like make beautiful calls to attract females. And yeah, their standards are obviously going to be different than ours because we're not elk, and God, it would be disgusting if you peed on yourself to attract someone, but they're still doing the peeing on themselves. An elk is not going to attract a mate if they're not peeing on themselves and calling out for one. You know what I mean? Even bugs, dude. Spiders dance in some species. Cicadas, they call all summer to attract a mate. They're doing things to attract a mate. They're not just going out and fucking women without putting the work in. Every single animal puts in the work, and humans need to be doing that too. The chopped man epidemic that people are talking about is not because you yourself are conventionally unattractive. Your face is probably fine. I have a fucking crooked nose. I have bad teeth. I can't do anything about that. I mean, I could do something about my teeth. I could get braces, but I can't afford that right now. But that doesn't mean that I just go out with greasy hair. I don't put any effort into my clothes. I don't wash my face, take care of my skin. I'm still putting effort in even though I'm not conventionally super attractive. But the issue with men is that they're not doing that. I go out and I complain to my friends. I'm like, it's so annoying. It is so annoying that men are out here unwashed, smelling bad, looking bad, terrible clothes. Oh my God, if I see you in a Naruto t-shirt and basketball shorts, I'm going to kill you. It's genuinely so bad because you wouldn't be that ugly if you just tried, but you're not trying. It's not hard to experiment with haircuts and find one that makes your face so attractive. One of the like biggest trending videos that I've seen like in the last month or so is those fucking like hair transformations where the guy had like all kinds of really sparse, horrible facial hair, long greasy hair. He went to the barber, they gave him a nice haircut, and it completely changed the way he looked. He went from looking like a generally ugly man to a very attractive, very conventionally attractive man, simply from cutting his fucking ugly ass beard and changing his haircut. And I want to add that I can empathize with having a hard time finding a way to deal with your hair because I have a unfortunate hair texture that's wavy but not curly enough that it maintains its curls easily, and so I always have very frizzy hair. So I get it. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to try a little bit. It's a hard truth to hear that you're ugly because of the choices you make, but you have control over that. And so if you're going out there and you're seeing a video of someone being like, man, men are so ugly, I don't want to date them, I never see attractive men, and you get offended, and the only way that you can defend yourself is by calling that woman unattractive instead of like reflecting and being like, man, what can I do to make myself more attractive? You're stupid. You're stupid and dumb. Put effort in. Put effort in before you're complaining about being lonely, before you're talking about a male loneliness epidemic. Treat women well and make yourself look good. Do everything you can to work with what you have.
If you're enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more.